Yesterday, Donald Trump officially started his job as the President of the United States, and he had his inaugural speech in front of thousands of millions of people in the US, which is why in today's video, I've decided to focus your attention on all the possible presidential English vocabulary, presidential English words, and phrases that you gotta learn to have a better understanding of presidential English. So let's get started. The first English word that you gotta know is inauguration. 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 What is the meaning of the word inauguration? Inauguration is a noun and refers to a public and official ceremony that marks the beginning of the era of the presidency of a candidate or the presidency of an elected president. So inauguration is a public and official ceremony that marks the beginning of the era of presidency or the presidential era of a president that has been elected by people. So Donald Trump had his inauguration yesterday, meaning that he had the ceremony that officially marks the beginning of his presidency yesterday. Let me give you an example of the word inauguration. The inauguration of the new president drew a massive crowd to the Capitol. The inauguration of the new president drew a massive crowd to the Capitol. The inauguration of the new president drew a massive crowd to the Capitol, meaning that the ceremony that marked the beginning of the presidency or the beginning of the presidential era of the president, the elected president, drew a significant crowd, a massive crowd of people to the Capitol. Another example, many historical speeches have been made during presidential inaugurations. Many historical speeches have been made during presidential inaugurations. Many historical speeches have been made during presidential inaugurations, meaning that many historical speeches have been delivered during presidential inaugurations, during ceremonies which mark the presidency of a president or which mark the era of leadership of a president. Now I'm focusing your attention on a presidential phrase, a presidential English phrase that you gotta know to have a better understanding or knowledge of presidential English phrases, which is to deliver an inaugural address. 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 When you give an inaugural address, you as the president of a country give a speech during your inauguration or during your inaugural ceremony or inaugural speech in order to determine and outline the new policies, the new goals, and the targets that the country must reach, and all the important things that the country needs to focus on. So, when you give an inaugural address as the president of a country, you give a speech about the future goals of a country and the policies that will be adopted towards the country and what will happen in the country. You will show a roadmap of the country as the president. This is the meaning of deliver an inaugural address. Two examples of this phrase. The president delivered an inaugural address focusing on unity and hope for the nation. The president delivered an inaugural address focusing on unity and hope for the nation. The president delivered an inaugural address focusing on unity and hope for the nation, meaning that the president delivered a speech determining the goals of the country, determining the future of the country, providing people with a roadmap of the future of the country and the decisions that he wants to make, the steps he wants to take, and anything he wants to do during his term. The second example, every president uses the opportunity to deliver an inaugural address to outline their vision for their term. Every president uses the opportunity to deliver an inaugural address to outline their vision for their term. Every president uses the opportunity to deliver an inaugural address to outline the vision for their term, meaning that every president takes advantage of the opportunity to deliver an inaugural address, to give a speech about the future of the country, what they want to do during their presidency, what decisions they want to make, what actions they want to take, what policies, they will adopt towards the country, and generally what they will do in their turn during their presidency. The next phrase is to take office. To take office. To take office. To take office means to officially assume a position of authority as the leader of the country, as the most important person in the country after being elected or appointed by people. So when you take office, you start working as the president of a country. You're elected by people as the president, then you start working as the president. You officially start working as the president. So to take office means a president is elected by people and then officially starts working. Officially starts their job, working their job. Officially starts working as the president of a country, or they officially assume a position of authority as a leader, as the most important person in a country. Let me give you two examples of take office. Donald Trump took office yesterday as the new president of the United States. Donald Trump took office yesterday as the new president of the United States. Donald Trump took office yesterday as the new president of the United States. The president-elect is more than ready to take office. The president-elect is more than ready to take office. The president-elect is more than ready to take office, meaning that the elected president is more than ready to start his job as the president of the country, to officially enter the White House and start working there as the president. Start his job as the leader of the country. Start his leadership job. Now we're getting to the next word that you gotta know to improve your knowledge of presidential vocabulary, which is president-elect. President-elect. The word president-elect. President-elect is the candidate who's been elected by people as the future president of the country, but has not started their job yet. Meaning that they've been elected by people, they're the choice of people, voting has been done and completed, a certain person has been elected as the president of the country, but they haven't officially started their job because the former president is still working, is still leading the country. They have to wait for the former president to stop working and deliver the position to the new president, to the successor. So the president-elect of a country is the candidate in an election who's been elected by people, but has not officially started their job yet. They have to wait for the former president to stop working to be able to start their job as the official president of the country. Two examples of this. The president-elect will take office on 2nd of January. The president-elect will take office on 2nd of January, which means the elected president will officially start his job as the president of the country, will officially lead the country, start leading the country on the 2nd of January. The former president congratulated the president-elect on his victory. The former president congratulated the president-elect on his victory. The former president congratulated the president-elect on his victory, meaning that the former president congratulated the candidate, the presidential candidate elected by the vast majority of people on his victory and success. The next presidential phrase is to take the oath of office. 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 Taking the oath of office is a public and official occasion on which the president, the new president of a country, the president-elect, takes an oath in front of thousands of people, in front of the public, by reassuring people that he will fulfill and redeem all his promises, the promises that he has made to people, and he will do his best to run the country at his best and make sure that all his promises are fulfilled and redeemed, and he will protect the country, adopt, the right policies in favor of people and the country, and he will do his best to do whatever he can for his people and his country as a patriot. He makes patriotic promises to people that he will do anything within his power to make sure that the country is in the right direction and is actually moving towards its goals, is working towards its goal, and the country is reaching its targets and objectives. Two examples of this. The President will take the oath of office at noon on Inauguration Day. The President will take the oath of office at noon on Inauguration Day. The President will take the oath of office at noon on Inauguration Day, meaning that the President will make his promises, will take an oath by making promises to people about his policies and all the things that he has said he wants to do or will do at noon on Inauguration Day. Another example. Every U.S. President must take the oath of office to formally accept their duties. Every U.S. President must take the oath of office to formally accept their duties. Every U.S. President must take the oath of office to accept their duties formally, meaning that every U.S. President must, in front of everyone, in front of the public, in front of millions of people and billions of eyes, publicly and officially must make promises, must take an oath by making promises to people that he will do whatever, he should do, or he will act according to the rules and the laws of the country, and he will do whatever he can and anything within his power to put the country in the right direction. And now we're getting to the final phrase of today's video that you need to know to improve your knowledge of presidential vocabulary, which is to swear in, to swear in, to swear in. When a president swears in, they administer an oath. They take an oath in front of everyone, in front of the people of a country, in front of a nation, millions of people, publicly and officially, to accept their duty and their responsibility as the president of the country, to reassure everyone that they will do anything within their power to make sure that the country is moving in the right direction. So to swear in means to take an oath officially and publicly, in front of everyone, in front of the public, in front of the nation, that you will start your job as the president of a country, and you're more than ready and willing to accept your duties and responsibilities. Two examples of this. The cabinet members were sworn in during a private ceremony. The cabinet members were sworn in during a private ceremony. The cabinet members were sworn in during a private ceremony, meaning that the cabinet members took an oath to accept their responsibilities and duties during a private ceremony. The president was sworn in by the Chief Justice on Inauguration Day. The president was sworn in by the Chief Justice on Inauguration Day. The president was sworn in by the Chief Justice on Inauguration Day, meaning that the Chief Justice asked the President to swear in, to take an oath, to accept his responsibilities and duties as the President of the country on Inauguration Day. And that's about all, guys. Now let's review all these presidential phrases and vocabulary together once again. Inauguration, inauguration, inauguration. Deliver an inaugural address. Deliver an inaugural address. Deliver an inaugural address. Take office, take office, take office. Take the oath of office, take the oath of office, take the oath of office. President-elect, president-elect, president-elect. Swear in, swear in, swear in. And that's about all, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you like it in support of this channel and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be back soon.